Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest, and I'm about to settle in to a little session of stitching, slow stitching in with my favorite treasures, and I'm just so glad that you can be here. I hope you've got something to do because this is going to be sort of a stitch along and a chat. So I've been reflecting a lot this week, and I realized that just because I finished the kin the kin project, it doesn't mean I can't do, like the season one, I can't do my pouches anymore. I was so into a pattern of a pouch a month, and then ones when I travel, and I just was looking at my pouches and my unfinished projects, and I came back to this one. This piece, you may remember, I actually started, would that have been June? So a few weeks ago now, and I was stitching it as I traveled. So it really is a story of my time overseas. And because I got sick and got busy, I haven't done anything to it. So it's even got needles threaded, which is one of my most favorite things. You know, you just pick up and you keep going. And this will be different because time has passed and I'll probably used all that thread in between. So if you just want to listen along or, you know, just be here, have a cup of tea as you wake up or go to sleep, who knows. But I want to add some little treasures. This beautiful cross stitch piece here, which matches this garden idea. In fact, it probably could go down there. See, I start and then I think flower to flower. I'm going to stand up. I'm hoping that, as I said, you are well. And this is just going to be my process and building on the garden, flower to flower. I've also put this piece in. You can see I was just trimming it before because I've got this very bold red applique flower there, and the stitching on this is beautiful. But I want to also embroider this, and I've got this little heart that some of you may have remembered from my haul. I think, was I in Kansas or in Dallas? Can't remember. But if you go back, you'll probably see those bits. And now that I'm home, as I said, so I am just standing up here because while that looks up good, I've actually got this amazing amount of colour there. Now my challenge is I've got the lace. Maybe we won't start with that. Maybe I'll just pin and think about it, and we can get this piece down. I've added this little piece of very vintage fabric that actually came from Beck at So Be Curated, and again, I'm talking, but some of you are new, so you may not know. This was an original linen tea towel, and I really want to hero this. I've actually got this sloppy toe on, I'm just realising I didn't. It's been a snuggly wuggly home day for me. I bought this at the airport as I flew out of Dallas home to Sydney, so I put that on and it's memories everywhere. But I do need to cover this area, is what I'm trying to say. And the other bits all around, I also found this little treasure. These are little lanterns, but you know, from our still lifes, we learned that they can go with the flowers beautifully. I've forgotten what they're called. But what if we do this and fray away? And maybe, oh, that could be underneath the bird actually, and there's the spot. And that could go under there. Let's stand up again and yep. All right, so why don't we start here I've actually pre-prepared with, this is the Wonder Fill cotton. It's a number 8 and I've doubled it, so it's going to be a bit chunky, and it's in this lovely orangey tones because I think I'm leading now from this piece down into here. So we're building the garden. I'm just going to start up here because that will be covered up. And it's about contrast of stitches. At this point we have this beautiful fine work in this cross stitch. Oh, well, could that be cross stitch? My eyes are going they're going cross-eyed trying to work out what that stitch is, because even with my glasses on I can't work it out. So let's just get a little bit of orange on there down the side. And then I want to go up with some seed stitch. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I took this blanket with me, didn't I? I was trying to think of what I had on the inside of this. So I said seed stitch, but they're really just little tiny joining stitches to get me up to this flower. It's a piece I've had for a very long time. I've got my little box there, but it's in the way. I was tempted to start another piece this afternoon because I have my list. But I'm going to save that for later on the weekend because I'm sure I'm like you, that I have lots of, or maybe you're not like me, but I've got lots of things that I've started and haven't finished, and I really love the concept of this big pouch. I think at the time I designed it so it could fit my laptop, and if not that, it could be a project pouch. In fact, I might make it a project one because I've got my my letters here somewhere. So I'm just collaging this at this point. It's not an embroider or an embellishment. I'm just getting that orange thread to go against that red, goes with it, but a little bit of a contrast. And that's enough. So we'll go down on the inside and anchor away. I've learned a new way of anchoring too. All right, so we have this little vase, we have this, we probably need some more fabric to patch in here, but before we do that I need to just fulfill my my current obsession. I've come down with crystal today. I went to the Spotlight sale and they had 30% off, and I thought, you know, I've never got enough pins, and I've just put them in this vintage crystal that has a little crack on the side, but I just thought that looked pretty on my desk for a change. And then I thought, well, why not try your beads in some crystal? So there you are. I'm sharing with you just my latest idea. So I've got this beautiful, it's again pearl thread, and I thought we could just embellish up here. And what I am enjoying doing is just random beads. And because I was talking then, I didn't think about where my needle was going to come up. So let's think, Kate, before you go crazy. So I want to go down again and then come up, but not in a line. Let's go over here. I hope you can see me. So all sorts of different pinky beads. And okay, I know what I'll have to do. I have to go down and then come up, ready for the next one. And I'm trying not to get ones the same at this point. So the effect of that is going to grow them into this section. So they're not the center of a flower. They are, I'm using them as a joining mechanism, really. Texture. We go for a hot pink. If you've been with me for a while, I'm sure you will understand why I'm hooked on the surprise factor of beads. It's like variegated thread. It's doing the thinking for me. And I can just see my large pieces now having, every combination of vintage embroidery and then the use of beads. Again, I sat up late after our lovely dinner last night out with our friends, and I said to my husband, and I may have said to you as well, I can now imagine that I could be one of those people who just stays up all night, mesmerized by putting little beads on. When I thought I wasn't that patient person, I'm not patient enough to do lines at this point. But I'm certainly loving just doing this. So it's just another thing in our kit, isn't it? So I've got two in a row the same. Oh, can you see this? I'm so scared. After yesterday, I made myself dizzy going up and down. I've really forgotten what setting I film on. Doesn't matter. You can enlarge it, I'm hoping. Okay, so we've got that little area filled, and I feel that if I come down here, it's like on the diagonal, talking. I've got some gold in here too, so we might just randomly, because this is yellow stitching, put something random. That was golder than I thought. No, I don't think I'll do another of those. So it's another weekend here. And actually it's a quieter one than the last few. My friend asked me how my weekend and days ahead were looking, and I said, well, I'm so excited. Oh gosh, got my needle stuck. I've got 4 days counting today: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I go to Green Door on Tuesday. So 4 days to run in with projects before I share and sit with my friends out there who I haven't seen for absolute ages. So there we are. Always my top right hand corner, where I would hold it has to have texture underneath it. So we've got these little stitching, we've got beads, we've got vintage cross stitch, we've got my shark's teethy stitches, we've got this little bit of cantha, and in fact, I'll just go down into this little section there. Neighbour's dog, right on time for the owners coming home from work. Oops. One more, and we'll make it a hot pink one. And then with this remaining cotton, let's just do some seed stitch. Tiny. Batten down that yellow. There we are, and we'll go under there and bury it. So there we go. Oh, love that. And I don't love my own work. I just love the combination of those beautiful flowers with some beads in that corner. That's like a little piece for me. All right. Let's do... I'm not sure that this heart is pronounced enough. I wonder if I could... I need a contrasting colour. Oh. See, it's just not tucked in there enough. I was going to say I could leave that till another time. But I don't think I will, because if I outline this, then I can start this embroidery. And I do want this to... We'll just see. I have got this threaded. Maybe this is the wool, variegated. So why don't we try that, because it's thicker, and save the gold. Tuck under my beginning. So lots of layers here. I've got blanket and linen underneath, and then this work on top. Layer upon layer. Oops, can't get through there. But guess what? Changing ideas. This is the white little part of this flower, so why don't I go out here now? I'll come back down there in a minute, but let's get this little part of the center of the flower shaping like a petal. Like that. Then we'll finish it off this way. think I was really missing texture under my fingers. Like, I've been working on these thinner tags and my letters, and so, which is growth for me. I do think I'm a chunky person in more ways than one. There we go. And so I'm going to put a yellow centre like that in there. That stitch is too big. So let's just make it smaller over the top, and then the yellow inside will fix that up. We won't see it. Almost going around again. Okay, so we've got the heart-shaped spin wheels there, and then the center of a flower, and that's going to talk to this yellow one at some point. So now I can actually see that all that stitching the white didn't actually make a difference. So we're going to not worry about that. And we're going to maybe do this little bit of thread painting here, because there's some more white there. Bigger stitches. Thank you all for your comments. I haven't replied recently, but and I'm not being good lately, but I do read them, just know that. And I read a lovely comment about being freed, and you know that many of us have done things a particular way for a long time, and it's just about, you know, if we feel like it, trying something different. There we are. I think that's enough. Okay, not a lot to have seen for that time, but we've got that little flower, another petal, a little bit of this flower, which must be going to shape up that way. Fleur teaches us to look where the petals go. And if I had something, I'd be reminding myself now to go. I almost did that backwards because I was over there. Okay. Do we want to have... I can see myself stitching pink flowers in between here. I do think it would be worth having a little scout around. I've made huge progress on my nest. Well, that's another little vintage piece. I'm sort of looking, this is my little embroidery bits. Oh, that might be nice to start. I've got enough tapestry. We've already got one bird. I don't need a blue bird. No, I don't want to introduce blue at this stage. That's a spare little. I might leave that out. Oh, look at this piece. I might save that. Okay, this isn't where I was. Oh, but that might be. Okay. I was looking for fabric, but there's always fabric attached to little bits. I know this would go so beautifully. Isn't that is a statement. Maybe not right for this. See, I just start playing. Let's go back to where I thought I was. Going. I love this colouring. The challenge is I'm covering up too much of those pretty vintage flowers. So we might change our mind and get that sort of there. So it's like a wave now of these warm yellowy orange tones which match here. I'm going to put that away. It's got a beautiful similar I don't know that I need and this is, I suppose I want to encourage you, like flowers go up and down like this, but on this style of work, it's about impact and, oh, maybe they could hang upside down. So this is the story. This is the story so far. That's a song I used to, it's in a musical. I won't burst into a song. I just realised I've got that under there. So maybe okay, there's more playing to be done at this point. So I think I'll leave you there and to work on whatever. Maybe I need a garden down here. More complementary colours. We've got the cross stitch line coming down. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Do you know that feeling when you still love this? No, that's going to be so hard. You know, this pouch actually may end up being one of the first on my website. I'm going to, well, I don't know. I'm doing a collection, and what am I trying to say to you? I'm lost in thought because I'm just playing. So I'm just going to, I'm going to stop. And it probably looks a bit too raggy for you there, but it's not. I don't want you to think that that's all decided. Work in progress, in the garden, flower to flower. And for me, one flower at a time is what it takes to make my art. These flowers, oh my gosh. I'll put them there for now because they could frame and I could join that up or up there. Oh, I don't know, everyone. I hope there's been something in there that has you know, helped you have a smile today or whenever it is, because I certainly have had fun. It's so nice to talk out loud as you make decisions. This looks too cream now, so it'll have a trim. Okay, thank you for joining me. Please take care, and I will see you again soon. For now, Kate in the nest, back to her nest.